Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. Sorry about it. I started the stream, honestly. It got about a minute in, but nothing came up on YouTube. It was saying I was broadcasting, but it didn't say out about... I mean, I couldn't find myself on YouTube, so I had to stop the broadcast and start again. I'll openly admit, I'm always late, but, you know, this one wasn't all my fault. I better let them know. Everything's cool and groovy. I don't know if he's asked the question. I don't know what buttons I'm pressing now. Why is that? There you go. Eek. Yes. So, they usually start qualifying at 8. We're here. Oh, he's not even asked. So, all right then. Right, we're here for the first time on Gran Turismo 7, I believe. Season 5 of the GT3 World Endurance Series. Yes, baby. This time we're in the Aston Martins. You know how it goes. You knows how it goes. You knows the flows. We've had 4 seasons. I don't know why. I asked someone in the chat what season we're on. Oh, it's right in front of me. So, the first season we used the Hyundai Genesis for Korean's best. The second season we used the best of Japan, which was the Toyota GR Supra. For the third season, we used the best of German engineering, which was the Porsche 911. For the fourth season, it was best of France in the Renault RS. And now we're here for the fifth season, best of British, the Aston Martin Vantage V12 GT3. I don't know why they didn't take my suggestion of Mini Cooper, but we went with the Aston Martin. I suppose GT3, it'd be difficult, wouldn't it?
Hello, waving hand.
Hello, wavy hand. Sorry, I was just reading Majid's asking me about able to wait with the qualifying. It's not my choice. I'm not host, my friend, Majid. It's not me. I don't have that power. My God. So we're just waiting on qualifying. We're using the Group 3. Oh, sorry. I got sidetracked. Oh, he's given me a lovely map. That's beautiful. Thanks, Racer Brown. So here we are. The GT3 World Endurance Series, a driver briefing, round 1 of Watkins Glen. So qualifying on the Racing Hard tyres, which they do look like they are on, and it's just other things. Watkins Glen, it's a 90-minute race with a 10-minute qualifying that usually starts at 8, and the lap length is 3.367 miles with 11 turns. I'm trying to find the rules and regulations. Oh yeah, there's something about tyres. They have to keep changing tyres. Here we go. Races 90 minutes. Point system, drop scores. It's not here. Easy. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, I'll read his bump. What is the GT3 World Endurance Series? This endurance series will consist of 7 seasons using a different Group 3 car for each season, with each season containing 6 rounds. There is an added jeopardy in the form of changing of weather and traction control being prohibited for the dry race. Strategy will be key, of each driver must use all 3 tyre compounds if the race is dry. However, if it does rain, there will be free choice of tyre if the track dries out, and dry tyres are required like F1 rules, so anything could happen. The racing will be fast and frantic, with finishing positions unknown until the final part of the race. In the GT3 World Endurance Series, anything can happen, and it probably will. So I haven't done a great job buzzing this one up, but it's good. They provide great racing every season so far. If you look back on on YouTube, you will see a bunch of World Endurance Series, and they are great. They are great. I'm trying to change the format of like the way we do our name, the way I lay out I like that. The heading of I like it. I was trying it out because it occurs to me we never tell you what racetrack it is. So I thought, yeah, I wonder if I could start adding the racetrack underneath. It works, doesn't it? It looks all right. Let me know by hitting like and taking a subscription to our YouTube channel. Oh, excuse me. Alright, where did live chat go? back again. So in the live chat, we've got Ensign Hewitt saying hello, Racer Brown saying hello. They're all in Aston Martins. Let's have a look at who the field is then. So we've got there Ensign Hewitt in the Rich Energy Aston Martin, looking rather tasty. I can get that up, but all that does is show you a picture of his car and tell you he's big down. Then we have Jukas in his thrifty little tow drive. Hack it. I tell you what, I'm gonna get. Is Hackett a real sponsor? Because I've been messing around with the fake sponsors, trying to make a half decent looking car out of the shambles of fantasy. They really didn't give much thought into their fantasy logos, decals. But I was trying to make a livery just from the codswallop they put in fantasy logos. They could have made things look a bit more sporting, I don't know. A pizzeria, it doesn't seem like a great sponsor, but you know, who's me to say. There's Majid, there's the man we've been waiting for. Oh yeah, nice and tidy, PS5, Sony, no messing. I like it. They're the only guys out on track at the moment. Racer Brown's in his car. Baz has sat in his car in the pits. Digi's in his car in the pits. Guesty, Jim, Supermanny, and J-Dice, the L&R guys, back in. We haven't seen them for a while. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's great to see you. So, yeah, there they go. Now they're off for 10 minutes, I believe, of quali. If I can find someone on track. We got Racer Brown. Ooh, that's tidy, that is, Racer Brown. Nice, pretty. Lovely stuff. These Aston Martins are going to make me cream, aren't they, all day. I know Jim's got a good one. I've seen a picture of it. I don't know where he is. He just disappeared. He was right there. Jim. That's a masterpiece, Jim. Well done. That is delicious. Can't wait to see it race. Great stuff. Ensign Hewitt's still in the pits. It looks like everyone else has taken to the track. In the chat, we've got Big Pat saying good evening. Pat's a different man today. Something big has changed in Pat. His demeanour seems different somehow. And Talleyrand saying, hey now. So here we go. We were looking at the field, weren't we? Let's get back to that. Let's not get distracted. The rich energy of Ensign Hewitt. Oh, Big Dan. And Pat saying, I agree, Jim's car does look good. It is. Man, I don't think you'll find many people that would disagree with that comment. There's not many times that I say something that no one can argue on the stream. Usually, most of the things I say is codswallop and easily shoot downable. But the fact that Jim has one hell of a sexy car, it can't be denied. It cannot be denied. And Kaylin in the chat saying, good luck all. Yeah, but we know you're here for Jay, don't we? So, Guesty, he's out there. Is he the lead man? He's not even the lead man. Oh, Racer Brown is. He was the first out of the pits. We saw Racer Brown's car. It's very sexy. We're at a very nice track, Watkins Glen. I only raced it a couple of times. I haven't really got a lot of... Holmes Kaylin's car looks lush. That is very nice. From the Alien, a great offering. It looks very much like his actual spaceship. It's same colours, same markings. Is it all aliens on top of each other? I can't get good look. Oh, I miss my keyboard, and I'm look. I've done at least 4 streams without moaning about not having a keyboard. Sorry, I am really trying hard not to moan about not having a keyboard. What is it? He's got loads of things all over that car, and I can't tell what they are. Damn, that's fine. Oh, Kaylin saying Jay and Manny, and Pat in the chat saying looks like a textures carbon-based design. There you go. I thought he'd put a load of alien heads on top of each other and mishmashed it. So Guesty always turns up in a great design, and again, oh, it's nice colours, isn't it? It's nice. Oh man, I can get creamy. Have they even finished a lap yet? They're on their fast lap now, sorry. This is the first look I get at these cars, though. This is the first series, and the first sort of part of the stream I will get creamy over the cars, because it's the first time I've seen them. Pat saying, I think the only decal is the Aston Martin wings. There you go. Ah, interesting. Supermanny then. Kaelin's here. That's good as well. Oof. Oh my lord. And Racer Brown has set a time, so we'll see. Homesick Alien, half a second behind. Guesty goes faster with a 46.1. Superb stuff from the Guestmeister. Racer Brown then in second. Supermanny has gone fourth fastest, only 100th and a half of a second behind Homesick Alien. Joker slips it in sixth, only 200ths off of Supermanny. My word, JOO pace in there, 900ths faster than Mr. Brown and 4/10 off of Guesty. So a quick rundown. I think that most of them, a majority of them have got across the line, bar 3. So Guesty pole, JOO pace is in second. Racer Brown third, Homesick Alien so far fourth, Supermanny is in fifth, Joker sixth, Majid is in seventh. Then we've got Jim in ninth, ahead of Bazza 10th. No, they're just setting times now, sorry. Jumped the gun there. Ensign Newitt's gone 7th fastest behind Jokers. Bazza's gone 8th fastest. They're both sliding ahead of Majid, but Majid a big 10-second drop from Bazza. So I'm guessing Majid had a bit of a tough first lap, the Dane. Jimbo has he's also not had the best of first laps. Digital Blasphemy's just planted a time there, and 6.5 seconds slower than the Baz, and 3.8 seconds. But I think these guys made mistakes on their laps, and I think they'll be getting closer to the pile up at the front. So Racer Brown, he's the man at the moment, chasing that pole time as he comes up towards the line to try and dislodge Guesty from pole. He cannot do it. He goes ahead of JOO. But cannot dislodge the Guesty. Now, let's have a look. JOO's just coming around that final corner. I think Guesty is ahead of him on track. He's avoiding that line, but I don't think we're carrying the... Superman has crossed the line as well. He's gone fourth fastest ahead of the Alien. And JOO, oof, very close to his original time, but not quite. Jim goes faster. He goes up to 5th place, and he's right in there underneath the South Africans. And Majid also betters his time and moves to within a 10th of the Baz. The Baz looks like he's having a tough... Oh, yeah, is he? I think damage is on. I don't think it's on light. I think mechanical damage is all the way, man. He's going to have to take that into the pits and fix it, I believe. Kaelin in the chat saying, how many drivers tonight? There's 11. It's not a full room, but it's a healthy room. It's the caliber of drivers, not the number. That's what I like to think. And Digital Blasphemy then. He's looking for a time. He comes up towards the line. And he's back in the game, 3.7 seconds behind Majid. He can find a few more seconds there. And let's have a look at Bazza then. Let's see if that car's fixed itself. Where is he? It has. So, no, it is on light damage. This season used to be, I think it's the decision was made, it's just too much. Possibly.
Traction control are the settings.
Especially with... So Pat is saying it's light damage and no traction control are the settings. It used to be full damage though, didn't it, this season? I can't remember, this series. Homesick Alien's gone pole. Homesick Alien finding a couple of tenths in his back pocket, and he's taken flight, hit walk drive, and he's up there in pole, ahead of the pack. Guesty won't stand for that. Jim goes faster again. Jim, he slipped down to 6th, but he has gone faster. Who's jumped up there? Oh, it'll be Supermanny has gone up ahead of... No, JOO, I'm not sure. Who went up ahead? Oh, it'll be Homesick, yeah, because Homesick was behind. Guesty takes back that pole, and the fuel tanks are emptying, so the times should drop. Man alive. And Racer Brown early in... We'll watch one. I'm flicking around. It must do your head in. Let's just stick with Racer Brown for this lap, and then we'll look at some of the other guys. Or we'll get to a sector, and if he's up, we'll stick with him. If he's down, then there'll be no point. Oh, that's only just down though, isn't it? He could pull that back, but he's got to find 2 tenths just to get up with the Alien. and nearly 0.3 to find Guesty's pace, and I can't see him finding that. Oh yeah, two couple of corners, maybe. Let's see. Racer Brown has put in. I'm all over the shop now. Where am I? Oh, he's lost a further 0.3. Let's go to J00. Then it looks like Jay just had to get past someone on the track, though. So that might have cost him a little bit of time. Yeah, I've got the track here, even though it's the wrong way round. Why does GT... It seems... I'm not going to complain. I didn't see his sector times because I was looking at the upside-down map on Discord. So Superman has gone faster, up into third. Great stuff. And there you go. J00 has put it on pole. 0.2 faster than Guesty. Jim goes faster as well. Sixth, only 0.6 behind Racer Brown. 0.3 ahead of Ensign Newitt. We'll watch Ensign Newitt's lap. We've only got 30 seconds of qualifying. This is the end for a lot of these drivers. As Ensign comes around 10th and 11th. Heading on to the straight. Does he have time on the clock? He's going to get another lap after this one. There he goes, 0.2 down on his own time. Now who is going to be? So Bazza may be the first person to cross the line when the flag is out. Unless it's 12 minutes of qualifying. It could easily be 12. It is, isn't it? It's 12 minutes qualifying because it's just gone past 10 minutes without it flagging up or anything. So Bazza does go faster. Oh no, it is out. It just didn't say final lap or anything. Oh, now. Let's try and find people crossing the line then, shall we? Someone's just about to cross the line. There we go. It's Digital Blasphemy up into 6th place. That's the next one. It's Racer Brown next to cross the line, with Bazza and Digital Blasphemy bettering their positions. And here comes a Racer Brown. Does he go any faster? No, I think next is Guesty. No, it's not. Oh my gosh, hang on. Oh, that one. It's Homesick Alien, crosses the line. He goes faster. He goes ahead of Guesty. Oh my. Oh, there we go. Superman, he crosses the line. He goes faster but stays in 4th. Sorry for all the jumping around. I'm trying to find that car. There it is. It's J00. He goes across the line. Stays in pole, though. And there's only Guesty out there, maybe. Jim goes faster. Stays in 6th place, though. Sorry for all the jumping around. There we go. We've got Majid crossing the line. Doesn't go any faster. Next one. Oh, God. There we go. Is Guesty. Can he steal pole on the very final moments of qualifying? No, it was a bad one. There's one more to cross the line. Can we find him? That was one. And it's Ensign Newitt. He doesn't go any faster. So the grid is J00 pace on pole with Homesick Alien alongside him. And then we have Guesty and Superman on row 2, Racer Brown and Jim on row 3, Digital Blasphemy and Ensign on row 4. Row 5 is Jokers and Majid, and poor Bazza starting from the back. My gosh. Right. I don't want to miss things. I don't want to be looking at qualifying when races have started. Nothing's happened just as yet, has it? Probably could have taken a bit more time over that. So 90-minute race, and J00 pace starting. They've got to use all 3 tyre compounds. I don't think there'll be rain here at Watkins Glen, but you know, stranger things have happened. I don't think it might not be an option. Shoot. Why it can't just put you straight in there, I do not know. Why it does all that, I don't know. There we go. It's all right, we're all right. That's a tight grid, isn't it? Standing start then on the Racing Hard tyres. And it is go for round 1 of the GT3 World Endurance Series 5. And it's J00, but Homesick Alien having a magnificent start there. Just catching J00 out. J00 around the outside, and he keeps it. Great driving there from the two of them. Guesty up into 3rd. I mean, Jay, brilliant around the outside. Homesick Alien didn't slide out and hit him, so I'll give them both kudos. Guesty then, and then Supermanny in fourth with the Racer Brown all up in his business. Then we got Jim in sixth place, Jokers in seventh, Ensign Newer in eighth, Digital Blasphemy in ninth, and Baz has made up a position from Majid. Right, that battle at the front there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Homesick Alien and Guesty getting very close, and now Supermanny fancies a piece of the Guestmeister. Just behind him, though, you can see Racer Brown, Jim, and Jokers all lining up. And steady on, boys. It's a 90-minute race. It can't be won on this first lap, although JOO is really trying to. He's on his way. And my Jeebus, Supermanny really close to Guesty now, trying to stay with those leaders. The Aston Martin stepping out on him. And where is that with Racer Brown? He's got a little bit of a lead on Racer Brown. He's okay. JOO, meanwhile, he's pulled out a good 4 car lengths there on Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien has Guesty for close company with Supermanny in fourth, Racer Brown in fifth, and Jim in sixth. You could hardly call it between any of them. Then Digital Blasphemy has come up through the field. Great stuff from Digital Blasphemy, up into seventh now. Joker seems to be struggling with something, and Bazza hot on his tail. Bazza looking to get some scalps this evening, starting from the back of the grid, already up 2 positions ahead of Majid and Ensign Newer. Ensign Newer must have had an off. Unbelievable. There he is, though. He hasn't lost the field. He's still there in touch. Maybe fuel saving. Maybe he's thinking of the long game. JOO so far, though, 1.4 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. And what will the strategies be out there for these racers? Guesty under so much pressure from Supermanny, on board with Supermanny, looking at the back of Guesty's car with the muck off sign. And oh, is that the toe? I think so. Oh, and under braking, Guesty just keeps the corner from Supermanny. Great driving from the pair of them. Homesick Alien trying to set chase to double JOO, but he just isn't there, is he? And Guesty looks like he's got Supermanny for company this race. Racer Brown not able to stick to the back of the 2 ahead of him, and oh, tidy battle here with Jim and Digital Blasphemy. Where did Digital Blasphemy come from in this race? He had a so-so qualifying session, but come the race, he is alive. Joker's there in 8th, keeping Bazza at bay. Oh, I thought there was movement there. No movement. So Digital Blasphemy piercing through the pack as Joker's there sits in 8th. Ooh, what's that? Guesty and Supermanny. And Supermanny gets the move on Guesty. We saw it there just about. What a great move. And that puts Supermanny up and into a podium position, or does it? Because isn't 4th the new 3rd? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I've heard now that the 3rd is the new 4th and 4th is the new 3rd. So Guesty just moves himself up into 3rd place there, behind Supermanny, who is in 4th now. I don't know. I get confused when I watch F1 about the rules. Racer Brown then in 5th place ahead of Jim. Jim's really up for this. Look, Jim really on the tail. And the question is, how long are you going to love me? No, how long are they going to make these hards last for? Are they going to use the whole tank?
All okay with you?
Mama Homesick in the chat. Big up yourself, Mama Homesick. Get down with your bad self. Evening thingy. All okay with you. It's okay with me. It is. I'm good. So Digital Blasphemy on the tail of the Polish driver Jokas. And I think these guys race with each other on Sunday evening, so they know each other well. They know the caliber of racing they're up against. And Jokas, I'd say defending, but he was quite wide in that corner. He left a huge door, but Digital Blasphemy just too far behind to do anything about it. But Digital Blasphemy then slides out wide there, a little late on the brakes. Is he going to try and do a run on Jokas up the hill? Jokas at the moment holding that 7th. Bazza trying to catch him up. He can see him. With Ensign Newer now past Majid. Majid having an absolute nightmare in the Aston Martin. He's 13 seconds behind Ensign Newer. JO though, my word, JOO, he is on it. 2.7 seconds ahead of the Alien. Supermanny, after a great move past Guesty for 3rd place. He's now chasing down the alien. He's within 7/10. This could be a whitewash from the South Africans. And Guesty there in 4th, getting a lovely toe off of Supermani and getting fastest lap, even though he got overtaken. Well, there you go. There's a moral to that story. You don't have to be the fastest to be in front. Racer Brown then in 5th. And he's seeming to drop Jim now. Jim was staying with him. But there is a definite gap between the two of them. There is gappage. I am viewing gappage on track between Racer Brown and the Jim. Digital Blasphemy has got past Jokers. My word, we stuck with them as well, didn't we? Stuck with them for a short while, and they waited. They're shy. They waited to do their overtaking when we were looking somewhere else. So Digital Blasphemy then up and past Joker, 7th place. That's great. I don't know, can't remember where he qualified, but my good golly gosh, he's overtaken at least 3 cars. I'm sure of it. Joker's Bazza. No, not Bazza. Bazza started at the back, and he's already up to 9th. Ensign Yu at 7 seconds. Ensign's had a bit of a nightmare in the Aston Martin, and Majid is hoping that Ensign's nightmares have only just begun. JOO then, let's have a look. Oof, straight through. That was sickening. 2.6 seconds ahead of the Alien. Let's have a look then. The fuel, what are we saying on that fuel? We're going to say about 60%, 56%. No, we'll say about 62%. I'm just guessing, I don't know. It's somewhere in the middle of 1/2 and 3/4. Homesick Alien, ooh, about the same. Super Nanny is similar as well, maybe a little less. Guesty, similar. So fuel is pretty much the same throughout the field here. It's not, anyone's not playing, ooh, well, Digital Blasphemy is saving more fuel than the guys around him. But on a whole, the rest of the field seems to be using, and Ensign Yu has saved a good amount of fuel. But on a whole, they're all using similar fuel there. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long these hards are going to last. They've redded up quite quickly as they come down the back straight through the lunar loop around the outer. Oh, inner loop and outer loop. It was the wiggly bit. Now he's in the chicane. No, we've gone through the chicane. Oh, for Pete's sake, I hate trying to do these things. Right, he's in the toe, right? Digital Blast, no, JOO through the toe there, along the boot. He's the only names I can see on this track. So this bit's the boot, and then they go round the heel, and that's the heel. If you ever wondered, and then they stop bothering calling track corners names, because then it's just turn 9 and turn 10 on the map I've got. So JOO 3.5 seconds ahead of Homesick. Oh, Supermani has closed nicely up to the Alien, and he fancies a piece of that Homesick Alien now. 3/10, and it's all out warfare in the top 3, and now, and Homesick Alien, he's going to have to get slightly defensive. Guesty's only 1/2 a second behind these, and if Homesick Alien gets overly defensive, Guesty will back Supermani straight into Guesty, which I imagine would be rather helpful for Homesick Alien to get Supermani off his back for a little while. Guesty right in there though. This is a good battle for 2nd place. Racer Brown, you can't count him out as well. He's there in the peripheral, looking to get himself involved. So Homesick Alien standing ground, but not one mistake can be made by any of these racers at the moment. They have to keep it on point all the way. I'm going to have to ask these guys to share their liveries so I can do a little livery show, just swapping all of the cars over and having a look around them, because they are awesome. Homesick Alien, then that's the closest I've seen Supermani so far. But Guesty, don't forget, Guesty's in the shout as well. Oh my jeez. So on board with Supermani as he hunts down Homesick Alien, who's driving something very similar to his own spaceship, I believe, in design. And Kalen saying P2 battle. Yes, sorry man, I got there in the end. Oh, by Jeeve, hot beverage me up, baby. Lush. So, Super Manny, he got purples that time in the sector. He really is giving Homesick Alien a lot to think about here. And it is great to see these guys back. They raced in, I don't think they raced last season in the GT3. Oh, Super Manny nearly losing the back end. He's wiggling, but he's straightened her up. And Guesty doesn't need much more of an invitation for that. And he is through and up and into third place. He's reclaimed his third place, or is it fourth? We're unsure. And so Guesty's got that third place / fourth back off of Super Manny. And Majid has gone. He has DNF'd out of this race. Guesty, Homesick Alien just ahead of him. Oh my God, but Super Manny's coming back against Guesty now. He's right on his tail as they go through the long corner. Has that got a name? Outer Loop, I believe. And into Kloot. I haven't got my glasses on. Plunge corner, I think. Into the toe. Do you reckon the person who named these corners got a bit of a foot fetish or something? I don't know. But Super Manny all on Guesty. That gives Homesick Alien a little bit of breathing space. Let's have a look around the rest of this race, shall we? Jimbo, he's ahead of Jokers. Digital Blasphemy's dropped behind the Jokas. Jokers coming back. You go, my son. And yeah, so Digital Blasphemy slipping back a position. And it looks like Jokers actually went for it. There's not like Digital Blasphemy's got a terrible lap time somewhere. I suppose a 48 is about half a second to a second off of his pace. But Jokus was there to get it if Digital Blasphemy did make a mistake. Bazza, he's 7.5 seconds behind those guys. He likes to do long stints, does the Baz, as does Ensign Ewer. 6 seconds apart from these two. Oh no, Bazza is burning his fuel, but Ensign looks like he's saving a bit of fuel there. Now there's green flags out. Have I missed an off somewhere? No. Everything seems as it was, wasn't it? Oh, maybe Baz has dropped another 2 seconds from Digi. So maybe Baz had a small off then. Is that Cider who's sponsored his car? Okay, he's so fast. Baz, you're so fast I can't read your sponsors. Koperberg or Copenhagen. Oh, I don't know. JWO 3 seconds ahead of the Alien with a bit of breathing space. And Super Manny, oh no, it was Guesty that the yellow flags must be for, because Guesty is down in 8th place behind Digital Blasphemy, and he's carrying a lot of damage. Oh, poor Guesty, we missed it. So Super Manny then in 3rd again, back to chasing the Alien. Racer Brown in 4th, he goes up a position, and so does Jim. He's not in that dreaded 6th place anymore. Jokers and Digi having an absolute blind. Oh, Jokers look like he nearly lost the back of the car there, but Digital Blasphemy not close enough to investigate that. And oh, poor Guesty, he was on it, wasn't he? Up in 3rd, and he's had an off, or something amiss has happened. He's damaged his car. Now he's 4 seconds behind 7th place, who is having a smashing ding-dong with Jokers. The back end of these Aston Martins is absolutely wild. Absolutely crazy wild out there. Jokers goes quite wide through, has that got, no, between 10 and 11. And Digi is lining him up now, getting a toe down the straight. Digital Blasphemy, he's going to make his move. Is he going to be under braking into the first corner? No, not quite, not quite. It's a fast corner, I think. And ooh, Joker's got a wiggle on. Then Digi is through. Digital Blasphemy backing up into 6th place, 3.5 seconds behind Jim. Jim did a 47.7 last time around. Digital Blasphemy he can do 47s. Race on. Race around 46.8. He's starting to wind up the wick and close in on Super Manny. Homesick Alien holding that 2 second gap between Super Manny and JWO Pace is just romping away out there in the lead in his Aston Martin, looking fabulous. Well done, Jay. Superb driving. Homesick Alien in second, then Supermanny in third. Racer Brown playing catch-up, trying to get into the top three. Then we have Jim in fifth place. Sixth was his curse today. Kept qualifying faster lap times, but staying in sixth. Started sixth, stuck in sixth for the longest of times. We've guessed he's off. He is now in fifth, and things are changing in the Jim camp.
Maybe Bazza is trying to make it difficult to tell who's who between him and Ensign.
Yes, I noticed it's black and gold. Them two have been coordinating. So, Pat, sorry if you didn't hear it. It's Copperberg cider. I probably still said that wrong. Maybe Bazza is trying to make it difficult to tell who's who between him and Ensign. Yeah, I did think that they're both their cars, black and gold. Well done, boys. Thank you very much for that. You two talk to each other. I can't blame Jim and Supermanny, and even then, they've got the same design car, and it still looks more different than your two's cars. He's going to say that's rose gold. He'll say it's not gold. Ensign's is gold, and his is rose gold. I suppose they are quite different. One's more black and gold, and gold and black. Still, if it's a chance to have a moan at Dan and at Baz, I'll take it. Guessed he's right at the back now. What? Oh, he's pitted. He's put mediums on. The shots have been fired. Can he get himself back up at the top end of the pack using clever strategies? So he's pitted. He's 17 seconds behind Ensign. A lovely empty track for him on a faster tyre than the rest of the field. Full tank of fuel. He's just going to absolutely let it swing, isn't he? He's going to let it swing out there. JOO. Fuel is out. 17 minutes into the race, lap 10, and JOO Pace has burnt through his go faster juice. Homesick Alien also flashing red, with a Supermanny also flashing. Also, guessed his pit stop's not such a big move because they're all low on fuel now. Yeah, it's come time, except for Digital Blasphemy, who's going to be leading this race. Look, he's not that far behind, 15 seconds off the leader, I grant you. But he could be doing one stop less. Obviously, they have to do at least three stops, is it? 3 compounds? Hards to mediums, 1 stop. Mediums to soft. Two stops is the minimum they can make in a race. There goes JOO Pace then, in to put a set of mediums on, and everyone else follows, except for Racer Brown, interestingly. Racer Brown deciding to go a lap longer with the tyres. And Pat going on saying it's like a Sam Sparro song in P8 and P9. Black and gold. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Black and gold. Black and gold. Yeah, I do. I remember it. I can't sing it. I don't remember it well enough. So a Digital Blasphemy and a Racer Brown not pitting. Pretty much the rest of the field, except for Ensign Ewart, have pitted. And Ensign Ewart has got plenty of fuel on board, you've got to say, as has Digital Blasphemy. Racer Brown will be pitting at the end of this lap, I would assume. You know what assume does. And JOO comes out in third. Homesick in fifth. Supermanny are just behind the Alien, about 2 seconds. It's about the difference before they pitted. Racing mediums, everyone's gone for. No one. Oh no, I tell a lie. Jimbo has been bold. He's gone for the softs. Straight away, he's onto the soft tyre. And he's going to go for track position before the next round of pit stops. Go on to the medium, but then everyone else will be on the softs. That's going to be tricky doings. Guesty then already went on to the mediums and gained a position from Jokus and the Bazinator. Now, Baz, I thought, would go longer. So, interesting. Racer Brown, then, we believe, should come into the pits at the end of this lap. It doesn't look like his fuel was going to take him any further into the race. And here he goes, nice tie in the pit lane, beautiful stuff. I don't think we've got pit lane penalties on, but he still made a very lovely job of that. Digital Blasphemy then, he's going to go for another one. Interesting strategy. 17 seconds ahead of JOO. But that's not Digital Blasphemy's race today. He was with Jokus, who's already pitted, and he's down there in 9th place with a full fat tank of fuel, set of racing mediums, and Guesty also. That's where Digital Blasphemy's fight is, I believe. So Racer Brown did pit, and JOO goes over and ahead. Homesick Alien, Ensign Newer, Superman. That is the spot Racer Brown should be coming out of, but Jim did put those soft tyres on, and has that given him enough of a bump to get him to jump Racer Brown? No, Racer Brown looks like he's coming out on track. It's very tight, and Jim on a set of softs. This is going to be blinding. This is going to be cracking. His tyres are already up to temperature. Racer Brown, I believe, has put a set of mediums on. He's got to get his tyres up to temperature, and this could be a reasonable fight here between these two, with Jim on the set of soft tyres. He's got a very good chance of track position. He's getting purples. They go through the chicane. And God, that chicane's awful, by the way. And around the outer loop, I believe, then, is that? I'm still not sure about that one. I'm sure it says Clute. Oh, shoot! I've just been able to make it bigger. I've got to take my jumper off, guys. So, a bit of a strip show. Avert your eyes. Whilst I was taking the clothes off, Jimbo went a little wide there. Luckily, no damage. And still, the race is on between himself and Racer Brown. Let's get back to see if there's any action. Digital Blasphemy's coming in. JOO will retake the lead on his medium tyres. Interesting stuff. Homesick Alien, 5.3 seconds behind him, with Superman holding that 2 seconds behind the Alien. The Alien doing a 46.1 last time around. Superman doing a 45.4. That will help close the gap. Racer Brown still ahead of Jim. There's Digital Blasphemy. Said his races with Jokers, possibly Guesty. He's coming out alongside Guesty. Guesty slightly ahead, but he did make that earlier stop, so he did get the undertake, whatever they call it, on Digital Blasphemy. With Digital Blasphemy out nearly 4 seconds ahead of Jokers. Very healthy for Digital Blasphemy. Ensign Newer also went in. He's put some soft tyres on, and he'll be looking to catch up the black and gold car out there, but 7 seconds adrift with the Bass. 5.5 seconds now for JOO, but it's Homesick Alien we have to fear for, because Superman is on a super push, and he is trying to pull in the Alien. Just behind him we see Jim very close to Racer Brown also, I believe. Jim getting back on track and pushing on to try and claim that position from Mr. Brown. Guesty, I suppose he's on a comeback. He's trying to salvage something out of this race from his third place, and then we saw a lot of damage on his car and him down in 8th. So he's trying to get himself back into it. He's doing a great job. I mean, medium tyres, he's lighting up the purples in every sector. So Guesty is going the right way about it. Don't know if he'll penetrate top 4. I mean, Jim's going to be difficult, but Jim will be on the medium tyres later on when Guesty's on the softs. At this point in the race, with only 17 really minutes on the clock, 20 minutes at best, Digital Blasphemy probably pitted. That's more than none of them are going to make just the minimum 2 stop. There's going to be a few stops in this one, so I think we'll see varied strategies. Guesty then chasing down Jim, who in turn is chasing down Racer Brown very nicely as well, catching him. And Superman, last time we saw him closing in on Homesick Alien. We'll have a look at that again in a minute. We'll just give this a couple of corners, see how it develops. In these tight corners, this is where Jim should be getting a better advantage from them soft tyres, braking a little later, finding the apex, holding the apex tighter, getting the speed through, getting on the accelerator earlier than Mr. Brown. These are the corners. We'll be hoping to gain on the matte grey Aston Martin ahead of him. But I mean, Racer Brown, even on a set of medium tyres, drives like he's on a set of softs. So it's a lot for Jim. He's going to have to pull out every trick in the book to try and catch up with Mr. Brown, even if they are on different tyres. Let's have a look at Super Manny then. He's got it down to a second now. He means business. 45.0, home scaling of 45.2. So it's levelling out a little bit, but that 44.6 before that really was a big clincher for Super Manny as he tries to make it a double podium, well, a 1-2 for the South Africans in the pace team. At the moment, Jay, he would have to throw it off, wouldn't he? He'd have to do something really ridiculous to throw away 6-second lead. It's a 90-minute race, 26 minutes in. And so far, everything's going superb for JOO. It's Homesick Alien having a lot to think about. He's just done his fastest lap time, which was still 0.2 slower than the man behind him. And the man behind him means to do business. Jimbo's got past Racer Brown. I apologise. Look, it's just the way, innit? I'll watch things for ages. I think I've got to cut away. I've only cut away for a couple of seconds. And Jim gets his move done and he's up and into 4th place. Come on, Jimbo. 7 seconds for Super Manny. And Racer Brown, though, he's going to probably try and utilise Jim there. Get a tow. Try and hold on to him. Get as close as he can. Jimbo's tyres will wear. I mean, they're almost half done anyway. I mean, it's not the same as sport, the tyre wear. He'll still have plenty of grip. As you see, he got his personal fastest lap in lap 13, 2 laps ago. So the tyres are fine until they're pretty much all red.
With people to only overtake when you're watching them.
That's Pat in the chat. There is a conspiracy, Pat, I'm sure of it. Pat saying you'll have to have words with all people to only overtake when you're watching. I think I've mentioned it before, and they weren't up for that. So Racer Brown trying to come back out of the gym. We'll have a look at Super Manny as well. The reason we missed the mover in the first place is down to half a second with the Alien, and it's definitely going to go off between himself and the Alien soon. Homesick Alien. He's keeping pace with JOO. JOO's pulled a couple of tenths out, but nothing major. But Super Manny really is on a massive push in his Aston Martin, and it's looking good. Jimbo, half a second ahead of Racer Brown if we wanted to pull out a bit of space before the next round of pit stops. Guesty in 6th. Digital Blasphemy's pulled further away. Oh, Digital Blasphemy went for the soft tyre as well. So Digital Blasphemy going very late in the race, and he's opted for the soft tyre in this stint, and he's catching up Guesty, pulling away from Jokus, who was his main rival in the first stint. Then we've got the Baz. He's lost 14 seconds to Jokus, but he slipped right back to Ensign. There was a bigger gap there between these two. Ensign Ewer, who put the soft tyres on, has just done fastest lap of the race with a 44.024, and he's dragged himself right up to the back of the Bazinator. JOO, he's getting steady tenths, isn't he? Each lap he seems to pull a tenth or two away from the Alien. Oh, here we go. It's inevitable, isn't it? It's coming. And we're on board with Super Manny in 3rd place. Had an absolutely storming battle with Guesty in the first part of the race to claim that 3rd. And he's been slowly chipping away at Homesick Alien's small lead, about 2-3 seconds at best, over the last few laps, and he's got him down. Oh, well, it was 3 tenths, but it's 6 tenths now. So the Alien just getting through the corner a little neater than Super Manny. Yeah, Homesick Alien being made to work for this one. Super Manny all up in his business. It's beautiful. Jim then, he's still only half a second ahead of Racer Brown, and them tyres aren't looking any fresher. The fuel's quite low, and Racer Brown just biding his time, I think. Guesty 2.3 seconds. He's done well to get close up to Racer Brown, but he's going to have to pit himself a lot earlier than Racer Brown. Racer Brown only on half a tank. On half a tank of fuel. With Jim, he's very low. Not red yet, but on the verge of going red. And Guesty in a similar place to Jim. Digital Blasphemy on those soft tyres. The long stint at the beginning has done wonderful things for his race. Pulled himself well away from jokers. And he's put himself in the race with Guesty, at least. No, to hell with it, with Racer Brown as well. He's not that far away. He's tenths behind Guesty. Guesty's only 2 and a bit seconds behind Racer Brown, but fuel has started flashing, so we're going to see the next round of pit stops pretty soon. Jay's okay. He's got 25% of his fuel still left. Tyres are about half done. Half baked, brah. Homesick Alien, just on, well, he's done better with fuel, I'd say. He's over 25%, maybe even 30% of fuel on board that Aston Martin. 8 tenths ahead of Super Manny, who's on just about 26% fuel. And the tyres, well, Homesick's tyres are in a bit of a better state than Super Manny's at this point. Super Manny is doing all the racing. Homesick Alien just holding his line, trying to keep it neat, trying to keep it tidy, trying not to make no mistakes, and make Super Manny do all the work and hopefully burn his own tyres out, I reckon, is what's going through Homesick Alien's mind at the moment. It's a long race, it's an endurance race. Tyres are key. Tyres and fuel is everything. So maybe Homesick Alien just trying to keep his nerve. Stay steady, Eddie. Look after the tyres, look after the fuel. Oh, it's skulls. I've got a good look then. It was all skulls on top of each other. The livery of Homesick, if you weren't there at the beginning, I couldn't work out what all the pattern was. I think it's lots of skulls. And Super Manny then 7 tenths behind the Alien, but has burnt his tyres a little more, not majorly, but just a sweet bit. Jim has come into the pits along with the Guesty. Now, it's so bad that you can't click onto people when they're in the pits. It's so weird. But you can't click past them. I'm going down to see the people. I suppose I could go up to underneath them. But it's the people I want to go that are going past them I want to keep an eye on now. Joker's as mediums. He's used their money. He's used his mediums. Digital Blasphemy, halfway through his softs, 25% of fuel. Racer Brown, about 34% fuel still on board that. Car. He's chasing down Super Manny, but it's nearly 10 seconds now, and Super Manny going for another attack on the Alien. He's got to really. He's set chase to the Alien. He's used fuel. He's used tyres. So now he's there with the Alien. He's got to make the Alien start trying to do some work, because Homesick Alien's his tyres are very slightly better. Really, I'm making more of it than there probably is, just for entertainment value. You don't hear Sky Sports telling you that. Martin Brundle and Crofty won't tell you. They're making shit up just to make it sound like there's something going on. It is a cracking battle. I'm only joking. Homesick Alien half a second ahead of Super Manny. This is the battle of the day. Racer Brown, Digital Blasphemy. He's on those softer tyres, but he's coming to the end of the softer tyres now. And Racer Brown's still sitting quite pretty. Where did Guesty come out and Jim? Jim missed the pit lane. No, I know how that feels, bro. I know how that feels. Jim having to do the slow lap of shame, of forgetfulness, of not remembering where the pit lane is. No, he's clicked by accident. It's not filled up, it's put new tyres on. He's done the pit stop, bless him, because his fuel is new, his tyres are new. He must have double clicked. Oh, Jim, my lord, that is heartbreaking, man. Baz is just about to pit, if it makes you feel better. So the Baz is into the pits. Oh, Jim, that was a net fifth, easy. I know he gets angry with himself, so I don't want to rub it in. I probably did rub it in quite a lot, actually making a big deal of it. It happens, Jim. Don't worry about it. Shrug it off. Yeah. Oh, you just want to rip something apart. You want the Limp Bizkit, got to break something. Just listen to Limp Bizkit, Jim. Bit of Break Something, I think it's called. So Homesick Alien, Superman-y, my word. Oh, Superman-y's fuel's flashing, but the Aliens is not. Oh, Superman, he's going to have to come back at the Alien on the soft tyres. This is... Oh, Pat in the chat saying, Jim. He doesn't need that, Pat. So Jay's into the pits. Homesick Alien's into the pits. Superman-y's into the pits. It's all about the pit crew between Superman-y and Homesick Alien. The boys have got the tyres on, they've got the nuts on, and they're getting the fuel in. Superman-y's there, getting the fuel in. It's a battle of the pit lane. Racer Brown goes forward to take the lead of the race, and Digital Blasphemy joins him up ahead, but Digital Blasphemy will be in at the end of this lap, I am sure. Racer Brown, still a couple of laps to go there. No one's come through yet. Joker's just coming around that final corner. He's coming in as well. They're all coming in. They're all streaming in. JOO now making his way out to the track. He's behind Digital Blasphemy, but Digital Blasphemy will be pitting. Guaranteed at the end of this lap. Superman-y out ahead of the Alien. He's ahead of the Alien. His team. He's short-filled. He's short-filled. Superman-y only putting 75%, 76% of the fuel in. Homesick Alien going full wad on the racing softs. Interesting. Guesty only 8 seconds behind him on his comeback with a Jokus. Oh no, what's happened to Jokus? Oh, that's the pit lane. Sorry. He's coming out of the pits. I just saw him going slow. I didn't read the big pit out all over the pit. Deary me. Ensign Ewart then up into 9th. He's jumped Bazza, but he's not. He has pitted. My word. So Ensign Ewart with that fastest lap, and he's still the fastest lap holder at 37 minutes into this race. My word, we're not even halfway. We're not even halfway, and they've all used one set of tyres. After this, it's free choice. So Bazza 2.9 seconds behind Ensign Ewart. Jimbo has been in, he's topped up. He's not happy, I imagine. God, poor Jimbo. And Racer Brown comes in as we suspect Digital Blasphemy will be in, and Jay will retake the lead of this race ahead of his countryman, Superman-y. Look at this. They came, they conquered. They came, they saw, they conquered. English scum. Pah, out of our way. Good. No, you know, it's a good thing. I'm not just playing. So JOO there is leading with Superman-y in second. He has short field though. Has he robbed Peter to pay Paul? We'll have to wait and see. And Homesick Alien standing fast behind him with that extra quarter of fuel on board. So far up into 4th place, but Racer Brown 4 seconds behind him on a fresh set of rubber soft and a full tank of fuel. And Guesty, that's got to be on his mind somewhat as Racer Brown tracks him down. Digital Blasphemy having an absolute blinding race, you've got to say. Looks like he's just coming upon someone, but it might be Jim a lap down. Digital Blasphemy, I don't know where he started, but he's done an absolute cracking race so far. I mean, we're not even halfway. It's a 90-minute race, people. We're only at 40 minutes. We've still got 50 minutes of racing to go here. And it's been blinding, hasn't it? It's been absolutely cracking. There's been something happening somewhere at all times. Jokus then is only 4.2 seconds ahead of Ensign. Ensign's gone for the mediums. Jokus now on the softs. But with Digital Blasphemy going for soft tyres in that last stint, he's pulled himself a lovely healthy lead ahead of Jokus. Ensign Ewart, who opted for the soft tyre last time, he has jumped Buzzy Bazza. Ooh, car's a little bit slippery there. But the Bazzinator is now on the softs and he's not messing. He's chasing down Ensign Ewart, and Jimbo such a shame for Jim, but it's not. I mean, it's still a long race. You've got to keep going, haven't you? When you've got 50 minutes on, anything could happen. The same thing could happen to someone else that happened to him. So you've always got to keep going. You've just got to try and, you know, enjoy driving a lap all by yourself. I know Watkins Glen, man. We raced Friday night in the stock cars a couple of Fridays ago. It's in the stream, and you know, I spun out in the chicane and just had to drive like 30 minutes all by myself. So these things happen. It's not fun. It's not as fun as racing, but it's still fun driving. So Jimbo and Jay. We're bookended by the two J's, Jay and Jim. Jay's only 3 seconds ahead of Super Manny, so Super Manny somehow has cut down Jay's lead by about half. Is it that short, Phil? It's kind of a bit lighter. He'd done a 43.6 last time around, and it's a 44.0 for Jay. One to keep an eye on there. Homesick Alien slipping back further away from Super Manny and closer to Guesty. Guesty's just taken the fastest lap of the race with a 1:43.6, and man alive, if he hadn't crashed out earlier in this race from third place, one wonders where he could be right now. 5 seconds ahead of Racer Brown at the moment, who's 9 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy, but Digital Blasphemy had to go back onto the medium tyre from using the softs earlier, so he cannot race Racer Brown there. Racer Brown crossing the line with a 43.9, and Digital Blasphemy comes up to the line with a 46.1. That's the difference between the tyres there. Joker's 15 seconds behind in a 46.5, a little bit slower than Digital Blasphemy's lap. Ensign Ewer on a belter at the moment. I thought Baz was catching him, but I think Baz has had a moment. He can't afford too many of them on those racing softs. The racing softs, you've got to use them. You've got to use them to their full extent. And he's losing sight. Ooh, sun's going down here at Watkins Glen as we hit the 43rd minute of racing, and things are going to get spicy. Because this track is pretty difficult to drive in the dark, in my opinion. When we raced here, it was I struggled seeing some of the corners. So, yes, these guys better prepare themselves. So when the lights go out, it gets scary. I'm trying to find someone who's near each other. So I think I've been on Super Manny so much, though, it feels unfair. Let's go on to the Alien. Just on a 43.7. He's 2.3 seconds behind Super Manny. In third place. It looks like he's not being caught by Guesty. It was down to 5 seconds with him and Guesty, but it's up to 6.2 now. The sky looks absolutely delicious. Down into the first corner. It's getting dusky. It's getting dusky here in America. Homesick Alien trying his hardest to chase down Super Manny. Guesty on a push. His tyres are nearly worn. He'll be into the pits in 3 or 4 laps, I reckon, with Racer Brown patiently waiting. And we carrying on, looking after them soft tyres quite nicely. Digital Blasphemy losing more ground to Racer Brown. He's still ahead of Jim, who's a lap down. Jokus then. He did a 45.9 and a 44.8. Digital Blasphemy languishing around in the 46s. So this is the pace that Jokus needs. He needs a lot of those 44s, mid to late 44s. The sun's going down, so I don't know how that will affect tyre wear. I don't know if the track will get a bit cooler, meaning that these tyres will last a little longer for these guys as they go into the night. Ensign Ewer in 8th place, 8.3 seconds behind Ensign Ewart, with Bazza 4.5 seconds behind Ensign Ewart, behind Jokers. I mean, Ensign Ewart behind Jokers. And Bazza 5 seconds behind Ensign. And Jimbo, I think he's just slotted in behind Digital Blasphemy now. He's just probably found a car he's quite happy with the pace of. If he grabs a little toe in each straight, he might find himself a good pace. I mean, Digital Blasphemy, Guesty's into the pits now. Guesty into the pits. I said a couple of laps. That was like 1 lap, Guesty. So Racer Brown moves up into 4th place, 9 seconds off of Homesick Alien, who now is 4 seconds off of Super Manny, and Super Manny within 2 seconds of his fellow countryman, JOO, who's led this race pretty much, apart from pit stops, has led this race from start. Can he get it there to the checkered flag? We are now into the second part of the race. We're into the second half. And JOO absolutely doing a cracking job. Although, I mean, is he just backing off a little bit because he knows Super Manny and he knows that he can defend from Super Manny? They know each other well. Or is Super Manny going ultra pace? 44.5, 44.0. Super Manny did short fill, remember. His car is going to be slightly lighter, but he will be into the pits a lot sooner. And this is what Homesick, I guess, is going to have to sit and hope that shorter fuel stint is not going to help Super Manny keep hold of that second place. But Super Manny really is pushing hard at this point in the race, with Racer Brown in 4th. He's only 8 seconds. I wouldn't count him out from 8 seconds behind. His tyres probably in a bit of a better position than those guys ahead of him. Yeah, they're tidier than Homesick's. His fuel's better than Homesick's and Super Manny's. So, yeah, Racer Brown, I would still say, is a huge threat to the podium racers from that position. Digital Blasphemy, what a blast. He's up into 5th place. Guesty's come out of the pits behind him, 9 seconds. Guesty back onto another set of softs. I think he's used all 3 tyres anyway. So he's opted to go for a second set of soft tyres. He's going all out pace. He's going for speed, not distance. And Joker 7 seconds behind Guesty. His tyres getting to the end of their run, even though his fuel is still half away there. Whoa. Ensign Ewart, 35 seconds ahead of Baz. Has he just pitted? He has got to have pitted, hasn't he? He was not that far behind Ensign. He's put a set of softs on. I think he's pitted. It's hard to tell. Those times he pitted on lap 20 for sure. For sure, yeah. This is his pit lap in it, 2:06. And those tyres look brand new. So why wouldn't it say out lap or something? Interesting. And Jim, oh poor Jim, that's all we can say. Although he has pulled some time back on the Baz. He was over 1:23 behind Baz, and now it's down to 50 seconds. Jay's gone into the pits, which surprises me because he had more fuel on board. Super Manny was the one that didn't fuel up as much. Homesick Alien's pulled another second back on Super Manny. Racer Brown goes through. This is interesting from JOO. It's a splash and dash, is it? Quick in, no, not a lot of fuel. Set of softs. Interesting. He had like over a quarter of the fuel still on board. There you go, 3/4 of a tank of fuel and a set of softs. And that is an interesting strategy indeed. Super Manny then takes the lead of the race, but his fuel is flashing. Homesick Alien with over a quarter of a tank left, but his tyres getting very close to the end of their life cycle. Racer Brown, plenty of tyre left, plenty of fuel left. Still a big danger. Jay comes out of the pits in 4th behind Racer Brown and ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Guesty on them soft tyres, only 6.5 seconds behind Digital Blasphemy. He's got a good chance of catching him. Then we've got a whole string of pit stops down here. Ensign Ewart has come in to renew those racing medium tyres. I'm guessing swap them. for a set of softs, although he does prefer the harder tyre, does Ensign. He's on a controller rather than a wheel, and I think he does burn through his tyres, so yeah, he's opted for another set of mediums. Jokas goes ahead. I think he pitted at the same time, but has got out ahead of Ensign. Or was it Bazza? Someone pitted. No, Bazza didn't pick because he's only 1.1 seconds behind Ensign. Superman's come in, and Homesick Alien takes over the lead of this race. Quarter of a tank of fuel with a little bit of a little white left on those tyres. How far can he take it, we ask. Racer Brown moves up and into second spot. Superman wants to get out of the pits ahead of JOO, but JOO is on the start straight away and goes through and up and into third place, waiting for the guys ahead of him to pit. 51 minutes into a 90-minute race. That means we've still got 29 minutes of racing to go, if my math's right. No, it's not. Is it? Yeah. 29 takes us up to 60. And 9 takes us up to 60. No, 39 minutes of racing. I apologise. My God, we've still got a lot of racing to go. I might have to take a small break. A small ad break. Superman, though, he's right there. Digital Blasphemy ahead of him. Digital Blasphemy out of sync with their pit stops. He's not racing those guys today, so I imagine Digital Blasphemy won't put up too much of a battle. It's not his fight, and Guesty in it. Look how Guesty's got back into this race. He's there with Superman. Half a tank of fuel, set of new softs. Superman's gone mediums and full tank. He's going to try and take it for as long as he can in this race now. JOO, he's gone softs. He's on about half a tank, similar to Guesty. Racer Brown coming to the end of those tyres, as is Homesick Alien, but the fuel still okay for the two VRC racing boys. And Jay just waiting to retake the lead of this race. And Racer Brown into the pits, and there we go. There goes Superman on Digital Blasphemy. Now Digital Blasphemy, he can race for position. It is for position, but really it's not who Digital Blasphemy is racing today. But maybe he just wants to race. And Guesty's getting right involved as well. And Digital Blasphemy still ahead of Superman. So Digital Blasphemy's just up for a race. He goes, I don't care. I just want to race, man. And Superman then going for the move up the inside of Digital Blasphemy later on the brakes. Look at them glow. Is it too late? Because Digital Blasphemy's back. My word. Superman going for the late break on that one. But Digital Blasphemy slips it up his inside. It was painful, but it was effective. Guesty then up into fourth with that. Superman on a move of Digital Blasphemy is lost. No, he hasn't. He's stayed ahead of Superman. It's bloody dark. I can't see cars. What do you want from me? So Guesty then behind Superman. I mean, it is dark. That looks better than what I thought it did the other night when I was racing. There's still a bit of light there. But Guesty then sitting right in the wake of Superman and Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy, though, out of sync with the pits. He is kind of racing Guesty in all fairness, but, you know, who's behind them? Racer Brown with his pit stop, 7 seconds behind. And Digital Blasphemy could really stir the pot here. Someone's getting blue flags. I am guessing it's Jimbo. Because Jimbo was behind Digital Blasphemy. Maybe he's unlapped. Oh, no! Guesty gives Superman a little knock up the backside. Doesn't look too painful. Everyone's survived. We're all okay. Is there damage? There's no damage to Guesty. No damage to Superman. So all's good. Who's getting those? That's Jim, I think, trying to just get out of the way. Oh, he's going to be in the pits pretty soon anyway on his medium tyres. So Jay is leading by 15 seconds. Digital Blasphemy is in second, is he? No! Again, Superman trying to pull that same move off. And it works this time. And Superman is up and into third with Guesty following him through. And Digital Blasphemy slipping down into fourth spot with Homesick Alien pitting from the lead. putting a set of softs on and quite a lot of fuel, and he's back out and into the fray. Only 2.6 seconds behind Digital Blasphemy, who's only tenths behind Guesty and Super Manny. Oh, who just spun? Oh, Super Manny. He looked like he spun onto the corner and the game's reset him back on track. Damn you, Polly Baloney, and your track reset. He wasn't cheating, was he? He's not cheating if he's going sideways. If his car's facing the wrong way, he's not cutting a corner. He's made a mistake. Oh, and now Super Manny's head has totally gone. Give it a wobble, Super Manny. Come on. Wobble your head. Get back in the game. There's plenty to go. Is Guesty trying to redress? Was there a clip? It looks like Guesty slowed down to redress with Super Manny. Oh, my word. And that is changing the outlook up at the front there, Jay. 20 seconds in the lead. Homesick Alien back into second spot. Digital Blasphemy, he's in third. His fuel's not terrible. He is on older tyres than everyone around him. He will have to pit, except for Guesty, who I think is waiting for Super Manny. So Guesty, we saw earlier Guesty give Super Manny a bit of a knock in the braking zone. And again, you see Guesty's on the softs where Super Manny's on the mediums. This is the problem. This is the issue when you have different tyres at different times on track. The braking's different. So, poor Guesty and Super Manny, their race. Well, the race continues. It's just now they're behind Digital Blasphemy or Pit. And, Racer Brown and Homesix. It's unfortunate. It looks like them two have got ahead of these two. But we still... long way to go in this race. Jokus in 7th. He's 9 seconds ahead of the Baz. The Baz, who we said was catching Ensenua, has caught Ensenua and taken him. But his tyres are pretty miffed up now with Ensenua on a fresh set of mediums. And Jim goes in, gets a fresh set of mediums on, full tank, and he's out there for a little bit more punishment. Bless you, Jimbo. So, Jay, it's wrapped up in it. We've got 32.5 minutes left of this race, and he is some 20 seconds ahead. Although he short shifted, didn't he? Short pitted his last time around, so he will be in a lot sooner than the Alien. And there's still maybe more in this race to come. Digital Blasphemy's done an absolute cracking job. I was assuming he'd be in the pits a lot sooner than this, and he's sticking it out there. Sitting in a lovely third place ahead of Racer Brown. Super Manny and Guesty had a moment. Well, Guesty, I think, had a moment with Super Manny. But really, it was terrible. I still stand by, even if them two had a little bump with each other. Super Manny was going backwards through the corner. He wasn't cutting the corner. Why would the computer reset him? All he had to do is roll backwards and get back onto the track and just give it a 360. He could have been on his way, lost still a lot of time, but not as much time as resetting him at the other side of the corner. Shame. For shame on you, Polly Baloney. I've had a word for you, Super Manny. I've told him. So the battle still continues between the Guesty and Super Manny. Do you know what? I was going to sneak off for a quick sort of 2-seconder. I haven't done one of these hour and a half stints for a long time. It's good practice, I suppose. I think on Saturday for the Aquapax racing, we're back again. They're back with the World Endurance the World Endurance Championship as well. How weird, but they're like 3-hour races, 2 stints of an hour and a half, or 2 stints of 2 hours. So yeah, this is good practice to get in for that, but I do think we've got 30 minutes to go, 31 minutes to go. Closest battle here is Digital Blasphemy. So Racer Brown's got him by. Sorry, I missed that. So Racer Brown's got by Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy's fuel is now flashing, so he'll come into the pits. Super Manny and Guesty moving up, will move up to 4th and 5th. And it's Jokus, isn't it? It's Jokus. We've got to keep an eye out, I think Digital Blasphemy is going to be A-OK against Jokas. I think he'll be out ahead of him. But we should watch him. We should watch him in silence as he goes into the pits. Is he going to do something daft? We'll go on Jokus then. We'll go on... You can't see if Digital Blasphemy goes in the pits though, can you? Right, this is where Digi goes into the pits. You keep an eye on Jocus, and I will be 2 seconds.
Evening thingy.
No, Jokers didn't get ahead of him. He got close though. 8 seconds. Oh, Daz in the chat saying evening thingy. Sorry, I just popped out. I'm gonna have a cough. I'm gonna mute again. Hello. Yes, so we were looking at Digital Blasphemy going into the pits. He's gone on to a set of softs. Him and Guesty are in a right fight now, isn't they? How far behind Supermanny? They're 30 seconds. Supermanny's only 3 seconds behind. Racer Brown, still all to play for. Still a podium in the offing for Supermanny. I mean, oof. We'll never know. We'll never know. I didn't know if second place was pretty much tied up with the short stint against Homesick Alien. But I guess now we won't know. Guesty has got himself ahead of Digi. Excuse me. But Digital Blasphemy, very, very racy tonight, very fighty. Feisty, we've got a feisty Digital Blasphemy. Jay's into the pits, that was that short stint we was talking about. Homesick Alien, 18 seconds, possibly too far. But he's still got half a tank of fuel and quite fresh tyres. Race on, I say. Race on here. And Jay may have made a mistake by doing that coming in early and doing a short stint. Seems to have given away a little bit. I'm not sure. Supermanny moves up into third. Jay still in the pits. We've got 26 minutes to go. He's gone for a set of mediums with a full tank. Interesting stuff. This is curious. And he's nearly a minute ahead of the rest of the field. Unbelievable stuff. So Guesty there in fifth, a second ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Very racy between the two of these. It's beautiful stuff. Jokers, some 12 seconds behind him, only 8 seconds ahead of Ensign. But Ensign's halfway through his medium tyres with less than a quarter of a tank of fuel to go. Bazza must have recently pitted because he's 30 odd seconds, on that 32 for a set of mediums. Half a tank of fuel, and Jimbo making his way around. Guess he's the fastest lap. I think that's from earlier though, isn't it? Yes, it's not even on his ledger now. So this is an interesting turnout. JOO now is 8 seconds behind Supermanny, and he's probably not going to need to pit. He went 17 minutes in the first stint on a set of hard tyres. So, and it was fuel that brought him in. 17 minutes really is only going to put him. It's going to put him slightly short. He's going to have to short shift. He's not. His rev's going right to. Oh no, that was. I mean, he's not flashing. He's not flashing the rev limiter to the top, but he's letting it. He's letting it run on. So yeah, interesting strategy then. See if he can get that set of tyres and that fuel to the end of the race, which I think is what he's angling for. But it's going to be a tough call. Homesick Alien, he will need to pit before the end of the race, as will Racer Brown and Super Manny. So all three of those will need to pit, and Jay, I think he's going to try and make that go to the end. And Guesty, 23 seconds, so that's a massive difference from a minute just now. I thought that looked odd. So Guesty then steadily pulling away from Digital Blasphemy, but we have seen that Guesty's had incredible pace today. He's not going to go all the way with that. There's going to be another stop involved for Guesty. He's loving those fastest laps, isn't he? Again, 43.4. Sweet. Enter Newer into the pits with those medium tyres, and that's going to close it back up between him and the Baz for 8th and 9th place. As Baz makes his way round that final corner, Enter Newer still stationary, and the Baz looking to take that position away from his good buddy, and there he goes. Beautiful stuff. Benson is just moving now, and Baz has already got the position. Thank you very much, sir. It was fun. See you later. Although, now, if we're going by the JOO is going to try and get that car to the end, does that mean that Ensign Newitt might be trying to get that car to the end? Because Bazza will have to pit. I think Jokers is a little out of reach for him, but Jokers is just about to pit, so we'll see. It'll close them up, but Bazza's going to pit before the end of the race, as will Digital Blasphemy. He's some 20 seconds ahead of Jokers now. And Guesty, JOO, he's the unknown. I don't know. I don't think he's going to get that. He's already down a quarter of a tank. He's only been out a lap and a half. 2 laps, sorry. 2.5 laps. So, no, he's going to have to pit again as well, I think. I was getting all excited there. I thought, ooh, he's mathed his way out of that. But I think there's going to be, I don't know. I don't want to stick my neck out. He's drawing very nicely close to Racer Brown. Only 2 seconds away. Racer Brown did a 54.2 last time around. Racer Brown having a very irregular bad lap, which is helping JOO close into him. Super Manny, 10 seconds behind Homesick Alien, but Super Manny is on vapors at the moment, and he will most certainly be pulling into the pit lane. And Racer Brown, yeah, he's nearly 10 seconds lost on his last lap. Must have had a huge off, or because he was in second place, wasn't he? So maybe even Super Manny had a super race and I missed it. But JOO is drawing ever close to Racer Brown. Super Manny, we assume, disappearing into the pit lane. There he goes. So Racer Brown, will he follow him? Is that enough? Is 20 minutes enough to do a stint? I think we saw some in this race. Digital Blasphemy and Homesick definitely going over 20 minutes in the first part of the race. But Racer Brown continues on as Super Manny goes in, and I guess he's going to have to fill and possibly medium tyres to get into the end. Softs might be asking too much. We'll find out at the end of the pit lane. Guesty moves forward and around the first corner, but Super Manny's going to be there or thereabouts, surely. Where is he? No, he's there. He's there. It's Digital Blasphemy that Super Manny's going to come out with. No, Digital Blasphemy goes through as well. And Super Manny has gone for a set of medium tyres and a full tank of fuel. So we assume Super Manny is going to try and take that to the end of the race. 46 seconds off of Homesick Alien, who we think is going to pit again before the end of the race, most certainly. This is an intriguing ending to this race. It really is. I can't tell. JOO should win. But he's nearly half a tank of fuel. Definitely, I'm taking it back that he was going to try and make that tank last to the end of the race, because he's used half a tank of fuel in like 4 laps. So, no, I take that back. I think Jay's going to have to make a stop before the end of the race. But we did see Homesick Alien get his fuel right there. Oh, he's just gone past someone. I think that's a lap on Jim. Oh, poor Jim. No, it's not Jim. Is that Racer Brown? What's going on? What's all these cars? Racer Brown's gone in. That's Homesick Alien. Is he amongst a bunch of Ensign? Oh, he's up with Bazza and Ensign and possibly Chokers. Oh, yes. So Homesick Alien trying to find his way through a bunch. I wouldn't even call them back markers, really. I mean, Homesick Alien will be pitting soon. That's why he's probably caught up with these guys who have just recently pitted. And Racer Brown's gone in. He's dropped behind Guesty. And Homesick Alien, like I said, we saw him go over 20 minutes in the first stint on the hard tyre. So I'm assuming this is going to be his final pit stop. JOO, big question marks. I thought he was going to try and get the fuel to last, but it looks like he's been burning through it. So I think he's going to pit again. Guesty's going to have to pit again. Haven't looked at Racer Brown. He's come out behind Super Manny, and Super Manny filled up with medium tyres. So we're thinking he's going to try and get that to the end. And I would assume Racer Brown also is going to try similar. Let's have a look at Racer Brown. Filled up on softs. So he fancies getting them softs to the end of the race. Jokus there is only 2.5 seconds ahead of the Baz. So they've all closed up now with Ensign New at 7/10 behind that. Look at that. How delicious is that? After an hour and 12 minutes. Oh, I think Bazin might have to pit. He has. So Ensign and Jokus continue on. Jokus, medium tyres. Homesick Alien, the leader, is also in. And there is a JOO for the pace team, taking the lead, which he deserves to do. He's led this race apart from pit stops from the beginning. And yeah, he's done a superb job. Now Guesty, he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. His tyres are pretty old. He's going round for another blast. And Digital Blasphemy as well. I'm mightily impressed with Digital Blasphemy's race. He's come from quite far on the back of the grid, and he's had a good run. Homesick Alien back out on track into second place ahead of Guesty. His softs filled up. So, my God, it's a 20-second pit stop. And, well, he's not, possibly not 20 seconds because he's not going to have to fill up the car. But Jay, I think, is going to have to pit again. And he's only 20 seconds ahead of the Alien, who's on softs now. He's going to be out there absolutely pushing Hell Marys all over the place. Guesty, he's going to be into the pits. Digital Blasphemy, he's going to be in the pits in the next lap or two. Super Manny continuing on, but he's got Racer Brown very close behind him as well. This race just came to life. What on earth is going to happen? In the chat, Quick Up saying good evening, good stuff. It's been a great race. It's unbelievable. We're nearly 16 minutes from the checkered flag. JOO absolutely has owned this race. He's been all in his control, and he's had a couple of pit stops. He did a short stint with the softs. I don't know if he was trying to get fastest lap or something. And I think he's caused himself more work than he needed, and now he's got a very fast Homesick Alien hunting him down. He's going to run to the end of the race, and JOO maybe starting to eke out now. Let's have a look at these gear changes. No, he's still screaming the bejeebers out of that car. He's not short shifting or anything. It's going to be tight. Guesty goes in. We're assuming Digi will be in as well. And there we go. Digi's in. Super Manny then goes up back into third place. And that is well deserved. I know he had a bit of a moment with Guesty. but he's found his way back into third, but he's on the medium tyres with Racer Brown behind him on the racing softs. This is scary, man. The look of the South Africans has turned around in the middle of this race. Mama Homesick in the chat saying, come on, son. He's definitely giving it his all. He's definitely giving it a good going over. And JOO, I mean, it doesn't look like he's short shifting. I think he's burning through that fuel, and he's just going to do a short splash and dash near the end. Maybe he's hoping Homesick Alien wears his tyres out. Oh, Racer Brown's going for a move on Super Manny with those racing soft tyres, and he's made it stick. Well done, Racer Brown. Super Manny then will have to hope that the mediums versus the soft tyre, that the mediums come good before the end of the race. I mean, he really, there's not much you can do to defend against a different tyre compound. But I imagine he's going to hope before the end of the race, Racer Brown's tyres start getting very slippery indeed. Racer Brown then up into third, taking that place from Super Manny. Guessed he's some 21 seconds behind that battle, and 8 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy, we saw him racing earlier with Jokers, has found himself 30 seconds. Great drive from Digital Blasphemy. All the way 30 seconds from Jokers, who's 8.3 seconds ahead of Ensign Ewer. These guys were all tight, close together not that long ago, and they've fallen apart. And Bazza, I mean, he had to pit. And Jim in for his final pit of the evening. And it's a tale of two races for Jim. It was going beautiful, a great race, beautiful looking car. Everything was sweet. And then, just with the press of a button, a double press of a button, and it's all gone wrong. So JOO, he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel. Maybe he can get that fuel to last. Maybe I was correct in the beginning. Maybe. Perhaps. But can he? He did chug through the first half of that fuel pretty darn quickly, I've got to say. Oof. Homesick Alien then 18 seconds. He's chugging on. All he can do is drive his little wheel nuts off and hope to catch, or hope Jay has to pit before the end of the race. Is debatable. Racer Brown then pulling away from Super Manny. Super Manny hoping that Racer Brown's tyres go by the end of the race and lets him back into the fight. Guesty on a set of softs, trying to catch up with the rest of the pack, but it's all getting a little late in the race now. He has got the fastest lap, which I imagine is small condolences for a possible podium today. Digital Blasphemy, like I said, I think he's had a great race. He might have wanted higher positions, but with what he had in front of him, I think he's done a great job. Jokers, 7th. Great drive from Jokers. Ahead of Ensign. It's not often many can finish ahead of Ensign Ewer. He did go to the back very early in the race, didn't he? I think he had problems early doors. And Bazza bringing it on home. He's only 30 seconds ahead of Jim, so Jim has had a good race to catch up the guys ahead of him. Jay, man, what you doing with your fuel? Because I can't work it out. I think he could do it. I think 10 minutes, that's all right, isn't it? I think that fuel might be all right. I think I got all alarming. I think I got alarmist for no reason, but it just seemed early, and everyone else was waiting, and then I was nervous because it was like 23 minutes, and he only went 17 minutes in the first stint. He's doing much slower laps. Oh, the fuel's flashing with 10 minutes to go. Oh dear. Oh no. Homesick Alien, half tank of fuel, looking decent. 10 minutes on the clock, and JOO has a significant issue on his hands. He may not have enough of the go faster juice to get him to the checkered flag. And if he pits, he's definitely going to lose his first place. Possibly, he might end up in third. Supermanny there, 5 seconds now behind Racer Brown, but Racer Brown is chugging through those tyres. So Supermanny will be hoping they come back to him and he can start chipping it into Racer Brown to reclaim the podium, which I'd say he deserves. I think he's had a great drive today. Oh, Jay, what's happening then, man? Are you going to go in? Are you going to try and drag that car around very slowly and try and stay ahead of the Alien? The Alien's down to 15 seconds now. Remember, it was 20 virtually. Then it was down to 18, and it's been steadily dropping at first by lap, but now dropping by corner. Jay, you've got to go in, man. I don't think that you're just not going to be able to save that fuel. Oh, Jay, my heart is sinking for you, man. I mean, obviously, chuff for the Alien. Great drive he's had today. Looked like the race was lost, but now Homesick Alien is back in the fray, and Racer Brown possibly will be thereabouts. Oh my dear. I don't know how Jay's done that. I think that short stint on the soft tyres has kind of stitched him up. If he'd gone full fuel, well, he doesn't need me to tell him. With them softs, he could have run longer. Yeah, you with me? And then he would have had to do a short stint at the end. So, yeah, he's had to do a splash and a dash. Racer Brown then claims second spot. And Supermanny isn't that far behind either. This is a disaster. But he's going to be, remember, everyone else is on older tyres. He does get out ahead of Supermanny. He's on the softs. 3/4 of a tank of fuel is a little bit more fuel than he needs. He's gone for fuel. Overly fueled. But Racer Brown and Homesick Alien's tyres are pretty clean, I've got to say. Racer Brown's are getting to the end. We've got less than 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes left to go. JOO. He might be able to catch Racer Brown up. Might be. I don't think he's got Homesick Alien. I think Alien has got this one, unless he does something ridiculous, like throws it off the road. I think Homesick Alien might have this win all wrapped up. And I tell you what, you asked me that half an hour ago, I would have laughed at you. I said, no, it's a South Africa 1-2. For sure. And Guesty then, still churning out those fastest laps. He's loving it. But he's 12 seconds behind Supermanny and doesn't look like he's got any chance of getting into a race with him before the end of the race. Digital Blasphemy, all on his own in 6th place. And then we've got Jokus, 8 seconds ahead of Ensign Newitt, who's 39 seconds ahead of the Baz, who's 21 seconds of Jim Baz. Are you slowing down waiting for Jimbo? He has put the hard tyre on to run all the way till the end, but I know he's a soft touch like that. Feels bad for people finishing last, so he'll do it. Racer Brown's had to come in. Racer Brown, the tyres weren't enough. Oh my lord, oh my word, that is shocking. If his fuel's not enough, I hate this bloody thing for not looking. That fuel is not enough, then Alien's buggered as well, because it's not much over that. Should be alright, that's plenty of fuel. So JOO back up into second, Supermanny back into a podium position. And I honestly don't understand that pit stop. It must be for tyres, but with only 6 more minutes left of the race, surely those tyres would have been suffice. I know you may have lost the position to JOO and maybe Supermanny. They're both very close together. But yeah, oh man, I am not reading this race at all well. I would never have guessed that Racer Brown's tyres were going to be absolutely mullered. But not enough to go in and lose 20 seconds in a pit stop, surely. Oh, well, I don't know. So Racer Brown then comes out of the pits in 5th, 12.5 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. And 7.5 seconds behind Guesty, 8 seconds, shall we say. Homesick Alien, 17-second lead at the moment. And we do have both South Africans on the podium, I imagine. I know, I believe. It's well deserved. And good for them. Superb stuff. Good drive from the pair of them. Supermanny had a moment with Guesty. Lost a bit of time. And that's JWO having an extra pit stop, I guess, near the end. Or I still can't work it out. But Homesick Alien, he's not going to sniff at it. But Homesick Alien, look, still 4 and a bit minutes left of this race, and Homesick Alien's tyres are getting there. 15 seconds behind, though. I mean, that's going to be pretty impressive if JWO can catch up Homesick Alien before the end of this race. Fresh tyres versus old tyres. I still think Homesick can keep it together to get it to the checkered flag. But then I thought that about Racer Brown. Supermanny 10 seconds ahead of Guesty. Guesty 7.5 seconds, and that was 8 seconds. So Racer Brown's gained half a second on Guesty. Maybe Racer Brown fancies fastest lap. Maybe that's why he's come in. But I don't know. He's only lost. I suppose if he's on track with old tyres, and in his head he's thinking JWO and Supermanny have got him. There's nothing he can do about that. His tyres are absolutely mullered. And there's a possibility that Guesty could get him as well. Maybe a pit stop was perfect, because now he's got new tyres on and he can claim a point for fastest lap if he can get fastest lap. So yeah, maybe it's not too ridiculous of a strategy. Maybe it's quite clever. Rather than fumbling around and getting overtaken, go aggressive, go into the pits, put new tyres on, and try and get that fastest lap off Guesty. Sweet. So Homesick Alien, 13.1 seconds. He's nursing that car, bringing her home. He doesn't have to push too hard, but he's lost 2 seconds already to JWO, who is absolutely driving the anchors off of that car. Supermanny was 2 seconds behind JWO. It's now 6.2 seconds. That's the pace that JWO is taking into this race to try and catch up with the Alien. But we have got 2.5 minutes left of this race. That's 2 laps, I'd say, left. And Homesick Alien, a surprise result, I dare say, in a very snazzy looking car, is going to get the win. 11 seconds. Jay is really pulling him in. Homesick obviously doesn't want to lean on those tyres too much. They're very old. It could easily spin out. We've seen that happen in other series. When the tyres have gone, it's easy to spin them. And Homesick Alien now coming across they're not back markers, just wayward drivers that lost the pack. So Homesick Alien then, JWO is down to 10 seconds now, but the clock is against JWO. Supermanny, his medium's looking old. It doesn't look like he's got much pace left in the car. He's just driving for 3rd place, hoping. And Guesty's tyres are old, didn't they? Oof, it was 8 seconds. It's down to 6 seconds. Racer Brown pushing on, but he's not getting purples. He's not taking Guesty's fastest lap at the moment. Digital Blast Me in 6th, all on his own. A beautiful race from him. Jokers, a great result. 7th, ahead of Bazza and Ensign Newer and Jim. And Jim looked like a dead cert 5th place today. If he didn't have his woes, his pit crew messing him about, he's, I reckon, definitely 5th. He was with Racer Brown. And Racer Brown, with that extra pit stop, could have possibly put Jim up into 5th. He's got it down into the single digits now as JWO. It's down to 9.7 seconds. But at this point, I think Homesick Alien, he's just bringing it home. I don't think he's pushing. He's doing 46 as a late 46. That last lap around. And yeah, Jay pushing like hell in the Aston Martin. Because let's face it, I mean, the man's led the whole race, apart from this very last bit. And he hasn't made any mistakes, apart from possibly strategy. But I don't even work out how that was. because Homesick Alien's short. There's a yellow. There's a yellow. It's not Homesick Alien. Oh, who's anyone moved drastically? Jim's finished. Homesick Alien is just coming around the final couple of corners. God, my heart sunk when I was watching JOO and there was a yellow flag. I thought, oof. Homesick Alien's front left tyre totally gone as he nurses the Aston Martin around the final corner. And I imagine he will admit it himself, a surprise win for the Alien. Beautiful, great start to Series 5 with JOO coming home for second place. And Super Manny gets the final podium position. Take a boo, my son. Brilliant stuff. In third, Guesty brings it home for fourth spot. But I think we'll change that now to third for a corner or two, and then we'll put him back to fourth. So Guesty gets fourth, but we'll give him third and then take fourth away from him. And Racer Brown gets fifth with Digital Blasphemy. I appreciate Digital Blasphemy's work today. I know he probably doesn't feel like he's got great gains out of this race, but it's been entertaining. So Digital Blasphemy. Joker's finished in 7th, Ensign finished in 8th, Bazza finished in 9th, Jim finished in 10th, and Digi just bringing her over the line now. Great drive, mate, for 6th spot. But it's the top 3. Oh, by the way, Superman's been reinstated to 3rd place. There you go. Wowzers. And there is the Alien, hand aloft, celebrating with the Aston Martin team. Well done. Great stuff then. That was super duper. Let me take you to the results, because I can do that now. You get a good idea of people's lap times. Look how close those lap times are. Jesus. Homesick and OO, both 43.70s. Supermania 43.6. Guesty kept the fastest lap in the end of 43.3. Racer Brown of 43.7. But let's do their position. So Homesick Alien took the race win there. Unbelievable. And then JOO, who I would have put money on. 30 minutes left in the race. I still would have put money on JOO taking that race. But he had to take that pit stop. Wasn't enough fuel for him at the end there. Had to do a splash and dash, and he lost first to Homesick. Supermanny, he had a trip and a half, didn't he? He's raced everyone today, Supermanny. Had some knocks with Guesty and still ended up in 3rd. So great drive. Guesty comes home in 4th. That's a great recovery because he had a massive off as well.
This could be quite a season.
And Razor Brown in 5th with Digital Blasphemy in 6th. Joker's coming home in 7th. Ensign Hewitt in 8th. Bazza in 9th. Jim in 10th. And Majid DNF'd. But I'm sure they'll give him some points for participation reasons. Right, Pat in the chat. Oh, there's a few in the chat. Nope, just Pat in the chat. Pat chat.
Good Lord, 2 endurers in one night. I am famished. Hardly crying, face exhaling.
So Pat saying, really good race. This could be quite a season. It could be very interesting. And Jay, I believe that is in the chat, saying, good Lord, 2 enduros in one night. I am famished. Go and get yourself some food, bud. Go and get yourself a nice little bit of, I don't know, fish and rice, maybe. A bit of a... tonight I had lamb, garlic lamb loins with Mediterranean rice and green beans. It was delicious. Go and treat yourself. Right, wow. Wowzers. What a race. That was fun, guys. That was a great hour and a half out there. So we'll wrap this up because it's getting quite late. What have we got? I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Oliver Closeoff. And what have we got coming up for you lucky people? Right, I'm not sure about Thursday. Keep your eye open. We might be doing the HPEC test, or we might not be. I don't think Skyjacker can host it, and he did ask Matt Psycho to, or someone to, and I lost the chat. After that, I phased out because it had nothing to do with me. So my attention span doesn't usually go that far when I'm not the centre of attention. So keep an eye out Thursday. We might be streaming, we might not be. I'm not sure.
Appearance sleep will do RN. Smiling face with tear man running. Medium skin tone.
And Jay again saying, oh God, I ain't got my glasses. Hang on, give me a sec. A beer and sleep will do me. Okay, fair play. No food. I thought you said you were famished. I didn't realise you were famished for beer. It's good protein in beer. Keep you going for a long time. Right. Oh God. Where was I? So Thursday, I'm not sure. Over the weekend, you'll get the replay of round 6 of the Stock Car Championship, and that will be beaming to you. I've got a horrible feeling it's Miyabi. Yeah, it's going to be Miyabi, I'm afraid, for those taking part and for those that are watching it. Mama Homesick saying, well done, son. A brilliant win. It was good. It was cracking stuff. He was there. He was there when he needed to be. So, yeah, that over the weekend, you'll get the replay of the Super
Great cones as usual.
Stock Car Championship. Thank you very much, Mama Homesick. That was Mama Homesick saying, thanks, Thingy. Great comms as usual. Well, you know, I try. And then round next Tuesday.
Podium in this field, so is one of my best ever wins, grinning face with sweat.
Ooh, Homesick's even piping up. Don't often get a bit of homesick chat. Wasn't even thinking about a podium in this field, so is one of my best ever wins. There you go. That is high accolade to the guys around him, indeed. So next week, yeah, back to this World Endurance. Sorry, I've gone all over the place, haven't I? It's because I moved away. Discord is my enemy. Me, oh, Discord, I want to kill you. Where was I? Where is it? Why is it not in... It's WEC. It should be down with WRX, but it's not. WRX Challenge, team versus team. I thought it was alphabetical. Oh, it's because it's GT3, Wes. That's why. It's GT3, Wes. I'm looking in the W's for Wes. I'll tell you what. Can I have the green dots back, please? Help me navigate these things. So, round 2 is Spa next week at the 24-hour track. Sorry. Give me my green dots back. That's all I want. Homesick saying, all uphill from here. Pat saying, is the text to chat a thing new or just since you've been playing with VR? No, it was always an option, but I put it on, yes, to start with the VR. But I miss a lot of things what you say because I'm so in the race. So I didn't realise you guys could hear it out there, in all fairness. I thought it just said it in my ear. And then I know someone's talked to me. Because I miss some of the good chats. And then I read it about 3 laps later when someone's commented on something. So it made sense turning the audio on to let me know you're talking. I think I've covered everything. You're all great. We're great. We all love each other. World peace forever. Peace and love. Peace and love.